district. If possible, if it's not in this budget year, the next budget year, we definitely need another gazebo because we're definitely outgrowing the park. I mean, many people are coming to the park, they're enjoying the park, and when we have that type of outlet, it's a thriving part of our neighborhood. That's where people can go and burn off energy. Kids can go and burn off that energy, and they won't be in the streets doing, ungodly things. But if we can, definitely, if not, this year, if you could put it on your radar to possibly get us another gazebo. I mean, so we can pack that gazebo out and just enjoy the park. It's a beautiful jewel within the city of Inkster, and I know that you have a commitment and you have been committed to us in bringing monies to the city, and I just want to reach out to you with that.
I'm happy to do that, and I'm putting it on my list for the budget meetings when we start. It'll probably be in late July when we start working on the budget, and I will definitely have that on my request list. I think the pavilions are so important to be able to for families to gather together, and we've suffered. I think families have suffered so much. And as a grandparent, I can tell you, not being able to be with family has been probably one of the toughest things to deal with. That has been a result of the pandemic that we've just come through and we're still dealing with. So we want to have it ready when the folks and being outdoors, it's a much safer place to gather. And so we want to have those facilities there for them. So I pledge to you that I will do everything I can to make that come to fruition.
And good. And you have been doing that. So I really appreciate you. As it relates to Colonial Park, Councilman Shaw, you'll be happy to know we will have a football field. That's football, so soccer and football at the Colonial Park. Yeah, this season. So I'm excited about that.
And that's another attractive factor. That's a drawing factor when we have young families coming into the neighborhood, and they can see that. That's an awesome thing because that's a jewel. It really is a jewel.
It's already a new playscape in Inkster Park already. So the new playscape in Inkster Park is up. It's actually really nice. Connects over to the Greenway path all the way up into Colonial Park. So we're working on it.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing those improvements and joining all of you there, maybe when we cut a ribbon or something.
Yeah, that'd be great. Any other questions or comments for our commissioner?
Mayor, I just wanted to once again mention that I appreciate, I have 3 communities that I represent, and it's difficult to know everything that's going on and what all the needs are. So I appreciate everyone communicating with me and letting me know what's happening. And I know Councilman Chisholm, we talk regularly, message back and forth, and as yourself included, and Councilwoman Watley, as I mentioned before, and Councilwoman Washington too. We have a great level of communication, and that's what makes it possible to make these things happen. And we're all here for the same thing, as I mentioned earlier. That's to serve the citizens.
Well, thank you for being a champion for Inkster. We really appreciate you.
Thank
you.
And
the commission, and of course, our executive, Warren Evans. So thank you so much.
Thank you all.
All right, sir. All right, consent agenda?
So move, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
Support.
It's been moved and properly supported. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams.
Yeah.
Councilmember Chisholm.
Yes.
Councilmember Washington.
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Councilmember Watley.
No.
And Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 5 yeas and 1 nay.
All right, motion carries. Boards and commissions.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead, please. Council.
I would like to reappoint, Brother Roosevelt Stubbs to the, Commission of Aging.
Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
and Councilmember Wiley.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, motion carries. Any others? Any others? All right, I would like to appoint Confince Mendisa to the TIFA board. No support?
What did you say? I didn't hear you, Mr. Chairman.
Confince Mendisa?
Support.
Go move. Support.
It's been properly moved and supported. Any discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
I'm sorry, excuse me, Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
and Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, motion carries. City Clerk, I didn't see, I know that Kevin Harrington put in his application. Did we get that out to the council? It relates to his boards and commissions be appointed?
I have to go back and check my emails, Mr. Mayor. I believe that did go out. For some reason, I remember seeing his name, so.
Yeah, I know he told me that he came into the office and applied, but I didn't see an email to the council, so I wanted to be able to appoint him to the TIF, because if you guys recalled, on last meeting, we needed to have a TIF meeting. So we were looking for appointments.
I don't know if he came into the office to apply.
Okay.
So I would have to check on that because I don't have anything from that capacity. I thought he emailed something though.
Okay. Yeah, I know that he was in my office and then came down to your office and grabbed the packet, so he may have sent it back. So, I want to be able to. We need another person on the TIF, and I don't know if you all would be up to allowing Mr. Harrington to be able to serve until you get his resume. But all of you, for the most part, I don't know. You should know Kevin Harrington. He's been serving in the community for some time now, so. So what's your pleasure? Because we do need another member on the TIF unless someone else has another recommendation. And he's ready to serve.
Go move, Mr. Mayor.
Support.
Any discussion?
Can we just still make sure we get his information on the back end?
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley.
No.
Mayor, we have 5 yeas and 1 nay.
All right, motion carries. I would also like to appoint Confince Mendisa to the Beautification Committee.
Who was that? You
Mr.
said?
Chair.
Confince Mendisa.
So move.
Their support?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
and Councilmember Williams.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, and lastly, I would like to I want to appoint Kevin to the Beautification Committee too. I'll just get him to work, and then I'll make sure that we get him on the next one. But I want Tangela Ward to be appointed to the Beautification Committee. Can I have support for that?
Go move.
There's support?
Support.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
and Councilmember Wiley.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, motion carries. Moving on to previous business.
Item A, under previous business that needs to be removed from the table is consideration and approval extending the temporary agreement with Emory HR LLC for 6 weeks.
What's your pleasure?
So move, Mr. Chair.
On before the table?
It has to be removed from the table. This is the motion to remove it from the table.
Motion to remove.
Thank you.
There's support.
For
All right, any discussion about that?
Mis-
Roll call, please.
Mr. Chair.
I'm sorry, yes, sir. Make it a motion.
Now, in the agenda, it talks about 6 weeks, but in the contract you have 4 weeks. Now, is it going to be additional charges or fees, or are we going to still be able to meet that dollar amount as $1,100?
Yeah, and that's why we came back with that, what you're looking at now, as it relates to being able to stay within the budget and the time that we need, understanding that we're looking to hire a HR person rather quickly, and then who's ever successful, we need to at least give them 2 weeks, and then from there to bring them in for some training.
So is it 4 weeks for the contract and 2 weeks for a training? Which is
So it'll be 4 weeks.
okay.
It'll end on May the 10th, 2021.
Okay, 4 weeks. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I got you.
We tabled it to bring it back to you to make those adjustments, for you all to be able to, be comfortable and know that we can afford it.
Right. Okay.
Okay. That has been removed from, did we remove it from the table?
Yes, it's been removed from the table.
Okay. So we've been discussing it. Okay, so we already discussed it, offered to the discussion of
Yeah.
it. Okay. Any other questions about that? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
yeah.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
and Councilmember Wiley.
No.
Mayor, we have 5 yeas and 1 nay.
All right, moving right along to new business.
Mr. Mayor, now it was removed from the table. Now it needs to be a motion to approve. However,
Okay.
So did you want me to say to approve it for the 4 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, approved for the first.
I so moved.
Okay. This is a motion to approve extending the temporary agreement with Emory HR LLC for 4 weeks.
4 weeks. I moved.
Is support?
Support.
Moved and properly supported. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Wiley,
No.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yeah.
Councilmember Chisholm,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
and Councilmember Shaw.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 4 yeas and 2 nays.
Our motion carries. Okay, City Clerk, can we move on now?
Yes.
All right, good. Then new business.
New business, item A is consideration and approval of a 6-month extension for special land use for a proposed medical marijuana cultivation facility in the M1 Light Industrial District at 2740 Beach Daily between Princeton and the railroad tracks. Sam Baydoun, on behalf of SBR Holdings LLC, is the applicant.
What's your pleasure?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
There's support? There's support for discussion.
Support.
Been moved and properly supported. Discussion. This is pretty straightforward. This is an extension of what you've already approved. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Councilmember Washington,
Sorry. Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yes.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
Councilmember Wiley,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
No.
Mayor, we have 5 yeas and 1 nay.
All right, motion carries. Item B, I'm asking to be tabled until the next meeting. Our treasurer.
This motion, Mr. Mayor.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to read this or no? Or
Yeah, go ahead.
okay, item B is consideration and approval of the FY 2021 budget amendment to table until May 3rd, 2021.
So move.
Is there support? All right, and again, please, all your prayers to our treasurer and his family member. He, right before the meeting, called me and let me know that he was dealing with an emergency, a family emergency. So please, all prayers out to him. Roll call, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard,
Yes.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
Councilmember Williams,
Yeah.
Councilmember Chisholm,
Yes.
and Councilmember Wiley.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 6 yeas.
All right, motion carries. All right, getting into public participation.
Are we on item C?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's me too. I'm working off the first agenda. Item C.
Item C is consideration and approval for the McKenna and Associates contract addendum for planning department services, subject to final review by the city attorney. And there is a not to exceed $2,500 amount.
Yes. So move, Mr. Chair.
Any discussion?
Yes, Mr. Chair. I just had
Yes.
a question. Now, if McKenna Associates come aboard as for the work, will they be doing anything in the building department?
No.
Okay. That's all I have.
And this is as needed. And the building department will be overseeing that. Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Wiley,
No.
Councilmember Williams,
Yeah.
Councilmember Chisholm,
No.
Councilmember Shaw,
Yes.
Councilmember Washington,
Yes.
and Mayor Pro Tem Howard.
Yes.
Mayor, we have 4 yeas and 2 nays.
All right, motion carries. All right, City Clerk, I'm ready. You're keeping me, I'm moving too fast today. You're keeping me in order. You ready to go on public participation? All right, this brings us to the agenda item for public participation. Councilman Chisholm, you have the floor. You can give them the rules and regs and we can move it on.
All right, we are at public participation for those in the general public who have joined us by Zoom app. To be recognized, please use the raise hand feature. For those who have dialed in by telephone, please press *9 to raise your hand. At the time that you are recognized, please state your name for the record. You have 1 minute to address this body.
All right, let's go with Commissioner Brock.
Alrighty.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
We got great news. The Inkster Democratic Club has begun, and we are inviting people to join us. If you are interested, you can contact Jennifer Williams. Everybody knows her. And we will have a meeting on the 26th of this month. So come out and join us. Now, as a citizen, I am very concerned about the budget amendments. I sat through all 3 of the workshops, and I heard a lot about how much more money we need to approve, but I didn't hear anything about how we're going to generate any more money or where we're slashing money from. And so that concerns me as a citizen about overrunning the budget. I think it needs to be a little bit more accountability from departments as to staying into budgets. None of us would run our households that way, and we can't afford to do that as a city. The other thing is, I just want to know, and I'm not trying to be funny, but in light of everything that's going on, I would like to know what is our police department's stance on chokeholds and also no-knock warrants. just as a point of reference. Just everything's going on in the community, and I couldn't answer that question for somebody, so I would like to know that.
Yeah, we'll definitely have the chief respond back to you in writing, so we have that directly from him.
And one last thing, Mayor, if I can.
Yes.
We've got to review the democratic process, not just voting. When we have a set of rules that we go by, whether it's the city charter, voting, or whatever, that's what needs to be followed. That's part of the democratic process that we have set. So when we keep allowing things to occur that are not where they're not following the democratic process, and you as the council allowing that to keep happening, whether it's administration, below administration, you guys are the gatekeepers. And as a citizen, I am very disappointed in the council right now. And it doesn't mean all of you. You guys got to search your own self and decide which people you are. Because we are, it's a section of the community that's very disappointed in you guys.
All right, Commissioner. And
Thank you.
You're right. Just for point of clarification, as it relates to the budget amendments, that's what we're doing. So as it relates to the budget amendments, if you had been listening to what we were doing for those 3 days, it was monies that were saved, monies that were generated, monies that were overrun, and then we also are getting into our budget as it relates to reducing and cost savings. So just continue to tune in, and if you need to come in, Commissioner, anytime, feel free into my office, and we can talk and we can work together, because you are an important part of this process as it relates to you being a commissioner over in housing, not only a citizen. It's important that we talk, that we're on the same page.
I would love to do that. It was just very hard to see on the screen, so I could not see the green parts like I could see the red parts. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome, man. All right, let's go with Tony Dunbar.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, I'm Tony Dunbar from Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib's office. I'm her legislative caseworker and community liaison. I just wanted to come and provide a few highlights this week. Congresswoman Tlaib, go ahead. I'm sorry, I see. Make sure. Can you guys see me? Okay, good. Congresswoman Tlaib and Congresswoman Dingle continues to push for a water moratorium to prevent shutoffs during the pandemic for our residents who need access to water to keep themselves and their families safe. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Can you guys hear me? I'm just making sure. Okay, good.
Yes.
Sorry, because it said my internet was unstable for some reason. So also, just giving you guys a heads up, implementation of the American Rescue Plan includes funding to our local municipalities and communities, funding to our schools to help address learning loss, and then for mobile vaccinations. And it's important to encourage, of course, all of our residents to go get vaccinated and mask up so that we can slow the spread. We did get a timeline for the mobile vaccinations. I'll pull that up really quickly. It started Friday, and it will be up until April 26th. Give me 1 second to give that. But I did want to sit on a piece about the funding to our local municipalities. Right now, our office is trying to get the information or those numbers for you all to understand it. And once we receive the numbers from appropriations, then our office will be able to kind of give you guys and how much that money would be. It's not known. At this point, FEMA is providing funeral assistance for families who lost loved ones due to COVID. Application started on April 12th. And you're able to start a process or the application process by calling the 800 number. For those who are on the phones, I'm going to 684-6333. And again, a representative get on the line. You guys will start the process, and they'll be able to give you the details. Other than office, our congressional art competition for high school students only, you can submit by April 23rd, okay? And I said I can always give our office number. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always email our office, rashida@mail.house.gov, or call us at our district number, because usually when people call the DC number, they send it over to us because we're all working from home. But you can call us at 313-463-6220. And is there any questions for you all? Thank you.
What were the last four numbers?
For our office?
Yes.
6220. And I apologize, when I advise about the mobile clinics, that's for both the FEMA Ford Field and Protect Michigan Commission, and that's in Oakland County, Macomb, Wayne, and Washtenaw counties. And they do have an 800 number that you can call. If you're ready, it's 1-866-610-3885.
All right. Thank you so very much.
Absolutely.
Let the Congresswoman know that we appreciate the work that you all are doing for us. All right. Let's go to Ms. Octavia Smith, please.
Hi, good evening, everyone, Mayor, council members, residents. First of all, I would like to just thank you all for doing what you can as far as keeping our city going. It's going, and that's a good thing. Also want to always ask everyone to keep in mind that at Western Wayne Family Health Center, we are doing COVID vaccinations. Generally on Fridays is your first dose. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday is generally the second doses for those who have already had their first dose. And finally, I just want to say with the Chamber of Commerce, the Inkster Chamber of Commerce, I'm not sure if you guys know, but we are looking for a home so that when we have members in the business community to stop by, we have somewhere they can stop by. So if you guys have any rooms, buildings, or anything that you're looking to rent out or something like that, please give us a call or an email. Our phone number at the Inkster Chamber is 313-300-1057. And of course, Inkster Chamber of Commerce @gmail.com. Thank you all for your time and hope to see y'all in person soon. God bless.
Bless. Thanks. All right, we have a caller on here that's under the name of Rick Wershey, and I believe that's the infamous white boy Rick. So, let's recognize the name. Please recognize the call.
Hi, yes, this is Rick Wershey. It is a crying shame that everyone wants to quit working for the Mayor Wimberly's dysfunctional administration. It's sad to see Caitlin Hines go. The next person that needs to resign and quit is a city attorney, David Jones. It's time for him to go. All he does is collect the $6,000 monthly retainer fee. His time should be up. The next thing I want to say, it is a shame that Mayor Wimberly makes $109,000 each year, and he has not paid his $3,000 in his 2020 property taxes. He ought to be ashamed of himself, and he's a fraud.
All right, white boy Rick, you got anything else to say? All right, moving right along. Caller in user 1. Calling user 1.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. This is Tony Bailey, Beautification.
Yes, hey, Tony.
How are you? Yes. This Saturday, the community The community-wide cleanup is this Saturday. We're going to be at the Book of Dozier, 9 a.m. I'd like to see everyone. Beautification. We're going around seeing what areas need cleaning. Also, I would like council, if you guys can go around in your area to let us know what areas need cleaning as well, to work with us, or have your advisory team, go out, to help us out with, cleaning what needs cleaning in your area so we can properly direct the individuals on what areas to pick up all the litter and debris. Also, everyone, we all going to be outside, wear your mask. So I like to see everyone out, 9 a.m. at the rec center, rain or shine.
All right, good. And we're just going to ask, too, that since we got a little bit of time, that the council, then in turn, we put together some cohorts in your community. And let's get some volunteers out and bring those folks out along with yourself, and let's get to work together. We'll be out together, and we're asking that the whole community get out, start to clean and to pick up in our community. Clean, safe, accessible Inkster. All right. Look like we went through everybody. Council? Councilwoman Wiley, you want to start?
I have nothing.
All right. Councilman Chisholm?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just for the general public, some concerns were expressed to me from constituents in my district about the shootings that had occurred not only in our district, but just all over the city, and just the fear that was starting to be instilled in citizens. I did talk with Chief Riley, and he had, made reference to different things that were put in place, as well as he referenced the monthly packet the council receives with the statistics about the crimes that were tended to, most notably the guns that were collected off of the streets. So I referenced that, and we'll be relaying the information back to the constituents and everything as well. But it was just some key points in there, and just a conversation that I wish to express to the viewing audience, and I will be expressing to those who had basically started a little bit of chatter in one of the Inkster Facebook groups, just to provide the information to them and give reassurance about the safety in the city and the work that the Inkster Police Department does. And that's all I have. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, Councilman Chisholm, thank you. Councilman Shaw?
I just want to start out by saying I want to thank the Sergeant Don Wall and the Code Enforcement Department. We had some set-outs or some dump on Harrison and Glenwood, and they was there. She was there right away and got that removed out the area, that eyesore. And I also want to thank Jerome Bivens and the DPS department for the street sweeper. And I went down about 7 or 8 streets, and it looked beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. The streets look clean. I mean, opposed to all of the stuff that had fallen off the trees, the debris that was in the streets. Man, they did a beautiful job. And I just want to encourage my neighbors in the district. Talk to your neighbors. Now, what I've saw on a few streets is people are cutting grass and they're leaving the grass clippings in the street. If you can, reach out to your neighbors. Let them know. Let's keep the streets clean. They just ran the street sweeper. It costs the city money. But we're trying to do what we can with what we have. And if we can continue, I know we have the beautification committee coming on, and we're going to go around throughout the district, but let us continue the momentum when the street sweepers are out there and they're cleaning up. Let's keep that fire going. And if we can, talk to your neighbors. If your neighbors are approachable, let them know, hey, I'll help you out. If you know somebody within my district that grass clippings are in the area and they can't do it themselves, I know I have some seniors, call me, let me know. I will come out personally and get those grass clippings out of the street. And let's pick up the trash. They did a great job with the street sweepers, and I applaud them for it. And also, I just have one more thing, Mr. Chair. Police patrol on North River Park. That's an area, and I also wanted to bring this to the commissioner's attention as well. If we can get the sheriffs around the park over there on North River Park, because they do a lot of dumping. They dump mattresses and furniture over there. So if we could get some help on that area there, I appreciate it. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
All right, and then I'll make sure that I follow up with the sheriff, Ray Washington. He's very accessible to us as it relates to that, Councilman, because I know he's going to be helping me out with doing more patrols at the actual convenience stores and gas stations and things of that nature within our community. So we'll definitely tell him about the parks.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. The chair would like to yield for a second and recognize again Octavia Smith. Octavia?
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to publicly, on behalf of Joel Jones, State Representative Joel Jones, he asked me to just let everyone know that he definitely appreciate and thank you all for your prayers and upholding, and doing what you do for him. And he wanted me to say holla. Thank you.
Will you let him know that we're definitely here and supporting him? Our prayers are definitely with him and you as well, your family.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go to Councilman Williams.
Yes, Mr. I just had two things. First of all, I would like to, speaking about the street sweepers. First of all, when they come back again, they came and attempted to do a great job. I kind of have to try to halfway agree with Councilman Shaw, but they cannot do a great cleanup with all the cars still on the street. Okay, we got to put the signs out there to let people know to move their cars where they can clean the streets properly. Because they had to go all around them cars there, and over my district, the streets didn't get cleaned like they should.
Okay, and we're definitely working on that. We know that in the past when we put the signs out and then it didn't happen on that day, we had a lot of people upset. Mm-hmm. So, what we're going to try to do is work with you in your district, letting you know, then through your newsletter or whatever it is, through the city's newsletter, however, these are the days, put it on the public access channel, the social media channel. Troy has been doing a really good job of trying to keep up with that stuff and put it out there, make sure that we get that information. So maybe it's a kicker card or flyer or poster or something that we would have to invest in to be able to let the community know that. But as it relates to just putting out that actual sign, a yard sign, and saying, hey, it's going to be today, it may not happen, and a lot of constituents, they get upset. So we're going to work with us together and figure out a plan to attack that. But they have been doing a really good job as it relates to the street cleaners.
Next, I would like to commend all of the people in District 1 for the job they're doing in the area. DPS also working in the area. The housing authority is working in that area. We have did a lot of great cleanup in District 1. You ride through there and just look how great the cleaning that it's getting. Okay? I think the officers that we have over there, because, even though fast as we clean, somebody's always trying to dump. So they have caught, several people trying to dump in the area. And I just think if all of us come together and watch out for our areas, we'll be able to continue to clean up this city. So I just want to commend them also. Also, I'd like to commend all of the people who had a caring heart to try to help my organization, National Christian Action Youth Ministry, it had a fundraising event this Friday and Saturday. They came out and support. I especially would like to thank Mrs. Martha from the Gabby's Cement for her whole crew coming in and supporting us. The mayor and the whole DPS department came out and supported us. I want to shout out to the mayor, give him a thank you. Things like this is what make this city be able to continue to move forward. And I just want to send them out, and all of the people who came out, sacrificed and came out and tried to support us. I mean, we were very successful. and it's just commending to know that we can work together in trying to get things done. Okay, so I wanted to bring that out. Another thing I want to say, not only do we want to continue to wrap our arms around Jewel Jones, but we want to continue to send a prayer, have God to put the everlasting love around him and understand, and then whatever we can do, we have to stand support for him, because we know when they try to do something to one of us and get us tied up, and they try to destroy us, and we cannot afford that. So I sent him a message today that I'm prepared, and anything that I can do, I'm gonna keep him in the prayer, and I'm asking all the saints of God. I told him in the ministry line that we're gonna continue to pray for him, okay, and pray for his family, and that we can move forward. And that's all I have today, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you so much, Reverend Williams. We're definitely working to move this city forward, so thank you. Councilwoman Washington.
Just asking for more police presence on Glenwood. I received 2 calls today with a lot of criminal activity going on Glenwood. And that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, so definitely going to make sure we make a note of that for you.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Howard?
Hi, yes. The same thing that my councilwoman just said. Police presence is necessary. It's getting hot. They're flying down the streets. Florence and Sylvia area, we have signs out there for children that is disability that has to be dropped off. I have had several calls, them flying past the school bus while the school bus lights were on. It's an accident waiting to happen. So if they could just be present, because like I said, all night long, they're flying down the streets, and this is getting crazy. So that's the only thing that I have. It's just more police present for the people who are speeding in our city.
Okay, we'll definitely make a note of that, and then
thank you.
Pass that along. You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, just getting right to it very quickly. We used to have committees when I was on council 2008, 2012, as it relates to the finance committee, building and safety, risk management, and I really want to institute those again with this council. I know that some of you, of course, have been part of committees before in the past, but I think it'll really be helpful as it relates to formulating those committees. For instance, if we have a member from or member of two members from the council serve, say, on the finance committee, then in turn you will meet with the treasurer on a monthly basis, however you guys deem, and then you will report back to the council on your findings. So I'm looking forward to the council stepping up and being a part of the process and trying to help us as it relates to processes, and being, again, as we talk about transparency, just being more collaborative and speaking together and working together and trying to get on the same voice as we're working to move our city forward. So I will be sending out an email this week as it relates to Finance Committee, Buildings and Grounds Committee, Safety and Risk Committee, to see where this body would want to volunteer. So I know I have some ideas as it relates to where I would like to see people volunteering their strengths, but it's totally up to you, because it is volunteering above what you would normally do. But I think it's just really help us to become more finite.
Mr. Chair, I would definitely like to volunteer for the finance committee. I mean, okay. I want to be a part of the finance committee. Not a problem.
Okay, and I know that all of us understand that all of us on council are it's our fiduciary responsibility. That's our responsibility as it relates to the budget itself. On the finance committee, you guys will be diving in a little bit deeper, and then reporting back to the council and making suggestions, this, that, and the other. So I want us to we'll put that out there, and then you guys can go from there. As it relates to contracts for the city, we've been talking kind of back and forth, and we're coming up on budget. Felicia, if you could send out again, I know that you've been sending out as it relates to contracts being contracts that need to be updated, contracts that need to come before this body. We have the realtor's contract that's out there that needs to be updated. We need to present it out to the general public for those people that want to be part of whatever we're doing in the city. So I would say that everything that we have contracted out, that we look at, moving the city forward, looking at those contracts together as a body, and if we need to go back out for proposal, whatever it is in the city, we should be doing that, especially coming up on the next fiscal year. The other thing is that tomorrow at the state capitol in Lansing, I will be standing with other mayors from across our great state, black mayors in particular, as we talk about voter suppression in our state and rejecting that voter suppression. So we'll have a press conference. Warren Evans will be up as our executive from Wayne County. Marcus Muhammad from out of the great city of Benton Harbor is leading up the charge. And we'll be joined by Highland Park, East Point, Flint, Pontiac, Saginaw, and Muskegon Heights, those mayors as well. So we will be in Lansing tomorrow doing that. And lastly, community, let's continue to try to stay as safe as we possibly can. Continue to wear your mask. Continue to social distance. Continue to wash your hands. COVID is not gone anywhere. This is very important. We know that the vaccinations are out. The city of Inkster, in conjunction with FEMA, working with the county and Denise Champagne, along with Chief Hubbard, been doing a great job of getting our folks vaccinated. However, the vaccination is just what it is. It's the COVID vaccination. So still continue to wear your mask, social distance. We know that it's getting warm out, so people are going to be doing gatherings and things of that nature. So we don't want to go back on lockdown. So we need your help. We need your help. So let's continue to keep each other safe. Hearing that, nothing for closed session. I'm asking for a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Is there support?
Support.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, everyone have a great week. Thank you.